In Kirkcaldy, the Scotland boxing squad are preparing for next week's World Championships in Almaty.
Charlie, Kazakhstan's coming up. How much are you looking forward to?
Can't wait. Can't wait to get into the international scene, make an impact. All these different countries, different styles, different people. Everybody just get right in about it. Try to make a dent in the international scene.
What's your aim for Kazakhstan?
Gold. That's what I was aiming for. Never going to a tournament other than gold. That's what you go for. Never going to a tournament expecting to lose. Top form all the time. I know everybody's going to be there, the Cubans, the Mexicans, everybody. It's going to be every single style. I'd never sparred or fought an American or a Cuban, a Mexican, any country like that. So every kind of country's got a different style about it, and you don't realise that until you go international and you start fighting different people.
What's the Scottish style?
Pure heart and determination. Get thrown into it.
What age are you now?
19.
How many years have you been training?
Been training for I was 7, so 12 years, you know what I mean? Been in the gym for I was a wee boy, just hitting the bags and running about right up. I wasn't allowed in it, but you're not actually meant to join the gym at 7, but I just used to sneak in, and then eventually they let me in, and just training with my big brother. We used to clown about in the house, and then eventually I got into the gym.
What are you hoping for Charlie from the Commonwealth Games?
Buzzing to go, dying to go. I want to get Commonwealth gold. You know, excel my career completely. Commonwealth gold, that's what I'm going for. Glasgow's buzzing for it, I'm buzzing for it. The world's buzzing for it. It's there, all the new buildings are going up, the Hydro, the Velodrome, Emirates. They're all in Glasgow going about and everybody's Glasgow 2014. That's what it is. I'm going to be there.
We're here at your gym here in Kirkcaldy. From the outside it looks like an old shed.
Derelict building.
Yeah, and then you get in here and it's obviously perfectly set up for boxing. But you must be coming up against nations where much more money is thrown at them and they can dedicate themselves to training full time, whereas here you've got guys who are working at full-time jobs.
It's frustrating that, like exactly what you said, we've got boys working all day, coming in trying to do the same session as what a full-time boxer would do. And a lot of the nations are full-time. In fact, we're probably the minority now and that isn't full-time. It puts us at a slight disadvantage to be able to work with the boys, but we now have Craig McEvoy, our technical coach, on board, who's doing individual training with the boxers so that they could work on a specific thing, an hour and a half every week on one single thing. We never had that before, we've now got that, so we're getting better, we're getting there.
You've had away breaks in Ireland, you've got break coming up in Sheffield as well. How important are these get-togethers in terms of honing the squad?
Ireland is very highly rated, and I would class our last camp there as very successful. We had our own boys in with them, holding their own.
Let's talk about the comparison there between Scotland and Ireland, because size-wise, similar. How does their setup compare to our setup?
Ireland, if I'm led to believe, went full-time in the region of 10 years ago. They brought on board a technical coach from Georgia, and from there on they just started to get better and better. They said that the decision to go full-time made a massive impact on the sport over there. Then obviously with the success came the funding, and they're very, very well funded.
Let's talk Commonwealth Games. That is the big stage next year. What is the hope? What is the medal tally Scotland wants to get from the boxing ring?
I was fortunate to be involved in the Delhi Games in India. I took a team over there of 7 and we came back with a gold, a silver and a bronze, and I really want to better that, and that our tally is probably 4 medals or as many as we can get, but it'll be hard to beat the 3 medal tally that we already got in Delhi.
How important will that home support in Glasgow be to your boxers?
It'll be brilliant, just absolutely brilliant. I could picture it, like every punch that's thrown. I was at the London Olympics in the finals, and every punch that the GB boxer threw was backed up with the crowd. It's going to be very, very similar in Scotland, and the boys will thrive on it. It will push them on. Just when the going gets tough, they'll get going.
Scotland has never won gold at the World Championship, but Scott Forrest has come closer than most.
What's your aim in Kazakhstan?
Oh, definitely going for gold. I got a silver medal in the World Championships last year in the Youth World Championship Games, but got robbed in the finals. Everybody I've seen it says they thought I won it, so I don't see why I can't aim for gold this year.
You talked about being robbed there. Obviously a lot of people watched the Ricky Burns fight as well, and there's huge controversy over how that was scored as well. Does that depress you as a boxer?
You just can't get rid of this. I don't know why people do it, but it's in every sport, and this you've got to try work your way in it, and things like that happen. It's one of the worst feelings in the world, knowing that you've performed that good to win it and you don't get the decision.
I guess at the end of the day you just have to do what you can and do your best and all that, and that's just what it comes down to.
Basically, well, hopefully if everything is seen on telly, everybody will know.
So in terms of the Commonwealth Games, Scott, it's going to be here in Scotland. How much does that mean to you?
It means everyone. I think it's going to be an amazing experience to have the home crowd behind you, knowing that it's just next door in Glasgow, so it'll be absolutely fantastic.
Well, Craig, how technical a session was that tonight in terms of what the boxers were going through?
Tonight was fairly basic and straightforward, if I'm being honest. It was just the guys just arrived for the residential tonight, so tonight was a bit of a shakeout session. We'd just done some rounds of pad work with the individual coaches, and then a bit of equipment session as well with specific themes for each round, and then obviously shadow boxing. So tonight was fairly straightforward, just to blow the cobwebs off, because obviously they've all been working this week just to get them in, and then tomorrow we'll hit more sort of technical and tactical aspects.
And that's it, they all have to hold down full-time jobs. It must be pretty tricky for them.
It certainly is. Self-sacrifice, I think that's the key sort of phrase for this team. They're all very, very dedicated. The majority of the team are holding down full-time jobs, like you say. Indeed, some of them are fathers as well. So they're balancing their work with family life and obviously putting all their time into the training. So the dedication, self-sacrifice, you can't really, you can't question this team. It's fantastic.
What are you expecting from the whole Kazakhstan World Championship experience?
We have got 2 or 3 boxers that, given the right draw or a good draw, they can definitely progress to the medal stage. I think they can all go and win contests. They can all go and perform well. Our confidence is up going into this tournament, no two ways about it, but we've got to keep ourselves grounded. This tournament for some of the boxers is a bigger picture stuff, giving them experience for the Commonwealth Games next year, but there's certainly guys in that team that can progress in this tournament.
How much of a learning experience will it be with a view to Glasgow 2014?
Absolutely fantastic. It's top notch. You're going to have the best, obviously, countries in the world there, the best boxers in the world. And the hope is, like you say, for the guys to get as many contests as possible progressing through the tournament, but also the training out there as well. If a guy doesn't proceed through the tournament, we're out there for 2 weeks so they can get sparring with other boxers who haven't progressed through the tournament. So we'll make sure, basically, we're going to leave no stone unturned to get these guys progressed and get them as technical and tactical as possible for the Commonwealth Games.
And how much will it help having that home backing from the home crowd?
With the new scoring system, it's all about a high work rate, really, a high work rate, and they want to see, they basically want to see guys going in there mixing it up. So with a home crowd, that's worth probably another set of lungs to some boxers in the dying moments. If the contest is quite tight, I think the home crowd can really spur the boxers on.
I need more than extra lungs. These guys look mean, and I was starting to get second thoughts about having a go in the ring. A little training was needed.
In the blue corner, weighing in at 19 stone, he is the reigning national super heavyweight champion, Ross Henderson. And in the red corner, at half the weight and a quarter of the courage, the pride of the Isles, the Shetland pony, Jonathan Sutherland. I must break you. So David versus Goliath's big brother here as Sutherland goes to work with body shots. He's struggling to get inside and Henderson looks to unleash a big right. Well, the towel's been thrown in, that's sensible. Back to sports scene for him.
I tried wrestling, judo And now boxing. Fair to say I won't be making the 2014 Scotland team, but I think we've shown that we've got some good stars and they're in good hands, that's for sure. 2014 should be a good year, hopefully a great year for Scotland when it comes to the fighting sports at the Commonwealth Games.